All right. I'm hype about this one because I ain't gonna hold. Listen, man, I know a whole lot of, the Yachty stuff, Caribou and all that, and Tyler and Ian. Man, listen, bro. I feel all of it. I do. But if I could say just one thing, I would say, can I get a hand? 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 Because let me tell you something, bro. We breaking. Listen, let me tell you something. Come on. I'm getting this. I'm getting this.
If I face me another, I die here. I'm just praying I make it to Friday. Either way, I'ma die with my pride. Fell in love with the color and parked out front. Bitch, wait till you see the garage. I done made me a promise, I'll fight back once. This time I'ma leave you good. I'm good. I ain't played by one time for the hoes I'm saving. One time for the hoes that hate me. 2 times for the hoes that hate me. 3 times for the hoes that hate me. 3, 5 in the blood, I'm spacing. 4 doors in the
Okay.
I don't know if it's smart I stay here. I don't know if I want that Maybach. I don't know if I find my way back. I ain't never gonna buy my way in. I ain't never gonna bow to no man. I don't care who the fuck you came with. I don't care what the fuck your name is.
I call my founder. I'ma pick the junk up from the founder. I been twisting my fingers, I bang. Yeah, come on, creep the game. Same nigga just rich, I ain't changed. Same nigga, I'm talking that flame.
I'm the same old kid. I gotta grow up now. I'm a grown up now. I've been having some long ass nights. One more long ass flight. I'm right there next to you. Damn. Drive move up, my legs need room. Damn. I really could cut this backseat.
I know all of my ex-hoes miss me. I was just in, put a whole 16. I'm gonna clutch it, I don't do no wrestling. And my mom died as a life coupling. Put my bitch in ODG, free BG. We on TV, I'm making a movie. We on TV, I'm making a movie. Do right on my head, it's the
Yeah. So let me tell you something. The cool thing about this beat, let me just go ahead and preference what's gonna happen here. This one, a little bit more simplistic as far as like you trying to get it on piano. What can you do to add? This is a perfect example because this one is like literally 2 freaking back and forths. And it's cool because it's not on the same rhythm as you would think. Then it goes to the E flat. Right? So I'm just gonna tell you, G, right, in your left, G, B flat, D in your right. Right? So these are the 2 chords. And it goes to a E flat. Now, I'm doing E flat in the bass, but I'm keeping that G, B flat, D, because an accent is what you want to listen for. Because it's one thing to find like the 808s, the bass in here, and it's just like, and then eventually it goes to, goes back to the, that's the whole thing. But you gotta find these accents. So they're like, D flat is one and B flat is one. So playing around with those 2 while having the, and then if you've been watching any of the other Learning by Ear Masterclass videos, you would pick up on the fact that you can roll this. So G, right? We're gonna play the 5th. The 5th. granted, I don't know the key to this. This one we weren't gonna start off with the key. What I do know is that we have the chords. And again, this is where scales and stuff kind of comes in handy. Because if you find the chord, right? And how do you find the chord? By ear? Well, you find the bass first, and then you gotta find the chord that matches. This is where your ear comes in play. This didn't sound right. That is a happy chord. That is a G major. That sounds way happier. This has a darker little tone. B flat. G, B flat, D, not G, B, D. It's G, B flat, D. This is a G minor. Okay? So you could say and argue and make a thing like, oh, this is probably G minor. Well, I mean, this could be E flat too. Who knows right now? Right now, we can get into the logistics, but we ain't worried about the logistics because this is learning by ear. If I found the chord and I said this ain't right and this is right, and I found the bass already that's a G, so this pairs this, I say, all right, cool. Well, then that's all I need to know right now, right? So at this point, if you know your skills, you would have learned about the G minor scale. You would know that. What you would know is that it has this in there. You know that it has these notes in there for the chord. So just like if you found that this was a G major, you would know that the G major scale has a B. You see what I'm saying? So if you go back into your mind for scales wise, you'd be like, all right, cool. So what you'd be able to do in your bass is say, all right, it's a G. I'll use an octave, put G up here too. I need the fifth. What's the fifth? 1, 2, using the G minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bada boom. Okay? So, you got your bass. This already gives you a lot more to work with. Put the chord up, and then remember the accents. So we have the bass, we have the chord, we have the accents. This gives us that gives us 3 things to focus on versus just this. Or versus just, we want to use everything that we have at our disposal. So, use the sustain pedal to hold your notes down. That way you can keep this sound going and still hit that. Instead of, see how the notes are shorter? See how they're longer? There's a slight difference. Just go off your ears, bro. Versus. It all meshes together, which is what you want. So already there. To the E flat. And that's the thing, you can still hit these because these are accent notes. These are throughout the song. And we already said that we're keeping this in our right hand and we're just going to the E flat in our left. And we're using its fifth. Use the scale, 1, 2, 3. That's why I just know the scales by, like, when you learn it by heart, you just know where to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the fifth. The thing about minor and majors is that you'll find that once you get into learning those scales, there are majors within the minors. It's weird. It's the same thing as like how, it's kind of like how D flat is a D flat, but it's also a C sharp. See what I'm saying? It's a alternative universe, bro. It's a multiverse. It's kind of crazy. But either way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the fifth. 9 times out of 10, if you're playing an E flat, I found 9 times out of 10, if you're playing an E flat in your bass or whatever, you're gonna probably have this B flat there, your B flat with your E flats as the fifth. Good tool to use. Oh, I found the E flat. Well, remember this video and take notes and say, well, he did say usually I can go to the B flat, so let me try that. Oh, that kind of works. Next thing you know, you can roll that. This is why you need to not just learn and watch these videos, but also take note and remember so you can digest this stuff. So when you're out there in the field, you can use this knowledge. So, right? Boom. And again, don't hit it just so hard finesse it a little bit. G, B flat, D. Arpeggiate. Remember what we said arpeggiating is? It's just repeating the notes within that scale, within that chord. Practice. Practice trying to get over there. And all we did was mix pressing these notes in that chord to going into the accent, which this chord ended on a D and it starts on a D with the accent.
I'm the same old kid. I gotta grow up now.
I'm grown up now.
I've been having some long ass nights. But my load has flight. I'm right there next to you. Damn. Drive and move up. My legs need room. Damn. I really can call this backseat.
I know all of my ex-hoes miss me. I was just
So
for the whole
you probably was wondering, what's some accents you was doing right there? Gotta keep in mind, bro, it's all in the scale. And this is a perfect example of when you got your scale and when you know what's already within the system that you're using, you can have fun with it and play around with it. Now that we know we going from here to here, now it's like, what was that scale? Look what's in it, at E flat. Okay, let's try it out. What's this, Reggie? What is that? What is that? Let's see. Well, that's in it. You feel me? That's actually the ninth. How you know it's the ninth? Well, if you've been following along, we found out that the ninth is the ninth note in a scale when you do it. We're in a minor, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where else is this at? Right here. So I can play this. I can play that note, that note, that note, and then I'll keep this. And I know this is part of the scale too, so I can throw that in there. And there's a chord, and that's how you add on to this. You can make it sound fuller if you. And then if you. Heck, let me see what happens if you. That's actually hard. Boom. You feel me? So I'm guessing this is either in G minor or it's in E flat major. It's one of those. So let's look it up. Bro, that's not right. I had to look it up. I found something else on here where it's showing you the chords. Yeah, they just bugging. I don't know what they see. That's what I'm saying. My ear be stronger than some of these whatever the freak they doing on the internet. I was like, bro, I know y'all bugging. I know my stuff. That's crazy. A flat major. What? Where you get A flat major from? That's crazy work. I had to go somewhere else, and everybody else is like the chords is a G minor E flat major 7. I'm like, yeah, which is an E flat major 7 is this chord, which checks out. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because that's the 7th. Ask me how that's the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know what I'm talking about, bro. Anyways, I appreciate y'all watching, bro. Hope this helped. Hope y'all give you some insight on, how you can expand on just 2 chords, bro. And be sure to watch the other videos because we elaborate on every single one, bro. Some of these chords that I think the 2 chords that we played, I think we've played at least 3 times in some of these other videos. So get these chords down and memorize them and write them down because as we keep doing these videos, you're going to come across some more songs that are going to have these same chords. And every time you come across them, you're going to be more prepared. Be like, okay, wait a minute. I've played these chords before. I'm trying to help you build up your belt, your tool belt. I'm gonna have resources coming soon where we're gonna have cool chord progression books where give you some more free game where you can get your chord game up and really start floating on the piano and really, doing whatever you want to do with it. Becoming music is what you about to be doing in a minute, you feel me? But either way, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video.